Hey, just wanted to give a little bit of context for this match, because if you've been paying close attention, you might have noticed that Raito seemingly disappeared from the tournament. Raito lives in Japan, and all of this was happening at like 5 a.m. for him, so he passed out and we had to advance Milena to the grand finals to play against Kreuz. Enjoy! Alright, there it is. Good luck, Milena, Kreuz. Let's get into it. First set's going to be on Chameleon Cage. If we could be seeing a grand finals reset, I almost hope we do, because the other map we're looking at is Metro. Very possibly my favorite map of all time. Will say this map definitely has a lot of spots that I would say are favorable to Kreuz. Kreuz really loves his half block wall jumps, and this map is full of spots where you can set those up. No issue on the first round. Looks like, yeah, okay. I love this. I love watching really good players just get a feel for the map, scope things out, try and figure out what they want to set up later. Because it's not a small difference. If you can get practice for specific movements that you think are likely to come up, then it really can pay off. Kreuz has a wire, Milena with a spike ball, both of them really good opportunities to make a strong placement. What is the move here? Now, if I'm Milena, I feel like the goal needs to be to prevent Kreuz from placing any volatile, extreme difficulty precise setups at all costs. Because that's exactly the thing that almost won Kreuz the game yesterday, and that's what was winning Kreuz the set today. Because I'd say Kreuz is one of those players who has his moments where he has some ridiculous displays of precision, but wow, okay, Kreuz, even in a round where he potentially could score, you know, it's not likely, but it's possible. Even in a round like that, he's still trying to practice the setup. Trying to get every rep that he can. Surely this time he does not try. Okay, never mind. My fault. I was not familiar with your game, Kreuz. It's a crazy risk to be taking in grand finals. Ooh, okay, Kreuz really wants to force the jump height on that half block. Okay, wow, this really is a game of wires. Yeah, wow, it's looking good. I mean, Milena did make it through without too much struggle in the last game, but it's worth considering, like, she's been dying to this precision a few times. It already feels like Kreuz is at a pretty strong advantage. No, maybe not. Wait a minute. Kreuz going on to his last life. Pressure setting in. Not gonna be enough. Not gonna be enough pressure to keep him down. Milena, do you have a response? Kreuz is going for the 3-block wide. I'd say probably the right decision. But he fails on his bread and butter. That half block, especially the half block out of a quick jump, is exactly what Kreuz is known to be good at. And Milena comes so close. So close. Manages to get a jump from the wired corner, but can't get the wall jump. Wow, I mean, this is off to such a quick start. It's only round 2, and we are already seeing rounds where both players reasonably could be scoring. It's feeling likely that the outcome of this match could be determined, you know, this round. Both of them get the spike ball. Kreuz placing more precision. He sees what he's good at. He sees what Milena's been struggling with, and I mean, placing more of it, definitely not a bad decision. Wait, honestly, it looks like Milena's been making this adaptation. Because Kreuz now starting to struggle a little bit with his method on the precision, whereas Milena going for a more normalized approach. It's kind of been working. But Kreuz with a good opportunity. Really unfortunate death missing his quick jump after the 3 wide. Good bailout by Kreuz. Been struggling with that in particular a little bit. Misses the quick jump. Not willing to commit. This is one of the things that I love so much about this game and why I feel hopeful for the future. Because on paper, it feels like, oh, you can just practice all the setups and get good at them, right? And if you looked at Kreuz playing the game in free play, you'd probably think that that's true. Because when I'm playing games with Kreuz, when I go into free play with him after, it's insane the consistency with which he's hitting things. Like this 3 wide that he's been missing, or this half block wall jump that he's been missing, both of these things he's really good at. But as soon as you have the pressure of a real match, then you know, things you would otherwise be extremely confident in can kind of disappear. By the way, can I just say how much I love both of those placements? Kreuz wanted to set up the AVS. Milena recognizes, you know, I'm on controller, it's way harder for me to do those type of setups. Recognizes, let's instead go for the extremely precise curve jump. This is ridiculously hard. Honestly, this feels like we're playing a game of precision hell. I'll say it. We don't have a single item that is not either a wooden plank, a spike ball, or wires. I guess we have a single placement of ice down, but like let's be honest with ourselves. This is precision hell. Okay, Milena finally relenting a little bit, wants to change that up. Kreuz does want to force that AVS though. Oh, a flower. Okay, we're seeing a bit of a change up. Okay, I like the... Well, I don't know. I don't think that flower... I don't know if that flower is going to be enough. Yeah, honestly, Kreuz just came out of that building phase completely winning. He not only did he prevent Milena from setting up the easier version here, but he kind of just forced exactly what he had before that he was advantaged in. Although, I mean, lots of deaths here. Oh, Kreuz gets through. Kreuz gets through, and I feel... Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if he can make that adjustment and get the height on the quick jump. He does, but he can't get the precision after. And once again, Kreuz foiled by his own bread and butter. If I'm Kreuz, I'm starting to worry. I'm starting to worry because in the matches we've been seeing with Milena, there really is a flow to it. Usually, you know, there will be periods of time where it looks like Milena is not really in it, and it's going to be difficult for her. And then all of a sudden, it comes out on the other end where Milena suddenly is just kind of dominating. We saw it in our last match with Ember. We saw it in the previous match with Ember. We saw it in the first match, Milena versus Kreuz yesterday. Milena is really a feel-based player, and I think if she's given the opportunity to get a feel for a lot of these things, it's going to be hard for Kreuz. This is one of those times he needs to capitalize on the advantage that he has now if he wants to take this home. Milena, again, getting pretty darn good at that precision. Kreuz, yeah, okay, Kreuz goes for the wall jump. I like that he's willing to change up his approach this late into the game. Unfortunate. I think Milena going for the wrong type of ABS there. Kreuz well misses it. That's hard. Especially when you have ice below, you can't do any of your acceleration until you're already in the air. It changes the dynamic a bit. Okay, and Kreuz gets it. And again, it's all going to be a question. Can he get the half block that he's so good for? And he does. Milena still a couple of lives and no slouch herself when it comes to precision. She has a very good opportunity to get this comeback. One final attempt for Milena or Kreuz is going to pull away with the lead. And yeah, that'll do it. Kreuz 1-0. Now, if I'm in Kreutz's shoes right now, like, there is a lot at stake. You know, Kreuz did get the #2 ranking last season. It's not like he isn't known to be a top level player. But in the entire last season, he didn't get a single big tournament win. As a matter of fact, I think he didn't get any tournament win. He was Mr. #2. A king of consistency, couldn't lose to anybody but the very best players, but when it came to finishing and getting that big win, he just wasn't able to do it. So this is an opportunity for Kreuz to really rewrite the history that's been written around him these past few months. And I mean, obviously an unfortunate situation having Raito, arguably the biggest competitor for Kreuz to get through. Unfortunate situation having Raito DQ. But Kreuz already has the win on Raito in the winners finals. Kreuz has beaten just about everybody this tournament. So if Kreuz gets away with this, like, this is a seriously big win. And I mean, on the other end, there's something to be said about being, you know, the new up-and-coming top player that Milena seems to be now. Because you don't have that pressure on you to win yet. Anything you do is just exceeding the expectations of those around you. It's a lot harder to play through the pressure when there's this weight on your shoulders, when you're expected to win. So we'll see. This is definitely a high-pressure situation, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Milena just, you know, has that dog in her. You know, I'm kind of amazed at how many spike balls we've been getting this match. I know that, you know, both these players are surely ones to gravitate towards wires and spike balls, but even so, like, I was talking about this last match, the game gives you more difficult items when both players are making it to the finish. And they're, you know, these two have been dying quite a bit so far, so I'm kind of shocked that these are the items we're seeing. Okay, now, Kreuz onto his last life. And Milena's been looking pretty darn good. Okay, good timing by Kreuz, getting to the full slow slide there. Now, again, this is just going to be a question of, can these players get the half-block jump? Milena does. Kreuz not going to do it. And Milena, just like that, more likely than not, is back in this. Can she get the timing on the half-block jump? She cannot! Still 2 lives left. There's a great opportunity for Milena to score, but if I'm her, I'm kicking myself over that one. That was, you know, you got given a chance on a golden platter. That was it. Only 3 rounds left. You know, 2 after this. It's still entirely possible, but if I'm Kreuz, I just let out the biggest sigh of relief of my life. We'll see, though. The game is far from over. Kreuz needs to change up some of the building here because it is clear as day. Milena has the advantage. Kreuz, thinking about bombing that wire. I think it would be certainly a misplay. That is a wonderful placement on Kreutz's behalf. It's doable, but that is an exceptionally difficult jump. Something like that is, you know, if you're trying to keep your opponent from scoring, that's exactly what you want down. I don't know. It's difficult, but is it hard enough to prevent Milena from scoring? Won't matter in the end because Milena does get the counter build. Okay, now Kreuz needs to be really careful here. Maybe he has been practicing his wire crawls lately. It is certainly... Oh, okay, never mind. I honestly did not know that the arrow was a small enough half block to make that possible. Okay, Kreuz really rushing through it here. Okay, now wait a minute. If Kreuz gets the point here, it's gonna be impossible. So Milena, your tournament life is on the line right now. 2 lives left. If you can't get it here, Kreuz is going to walk away the Grand Swiss 4 champion. Really good composure. And she did get the half block last turn. She did get the precision after last turn, so it's entirely possible she does it again. But she still has this demon to overcome. The same thing that kept her from scoring last round, and it's not going to be the issue. Milena stays alive. We're going to the last round. Kreuz has the advantage, but seriously, anything could happen. How many times this tournament has Milena come out of nowhere and gotten a last turn comeback? I don't think it was once. I don't even think it was twice. I think we've seen 3 times where that's happened so far. Maybe how about Magic things, but I don't know. From my perspective, Milena has been incredibly clutch so far this tournament. Okay, now this will be interesting. I don't know how much experience Milena has playing against Kreuz, but one thing that I think anybody who does have that experience against Kreuz knows is that those wall jump precisions, the one that Milena just placed down, Kreuz is a master at those. You know, the only player I can think of ever who was better than Kreuz at those was Ramon, way back in the day. But you know, Ramon is long gone. So I don't know, I feel like Kreuz is kind of the guy to beat when it comes to stuff like that. So maybe Milena does have a trick up her sleeve, but we'll have to see. Okay, just 2 lives left. Milena, a few unfortunate deaths on her part. Okay, gets the timing. Still entirely possible. And honestly, I was talking this big game for Kreuz, but he did die to the setup that Milena placed. So there could be more to it than meets the eye, maybe. Okay, Milena staying alive. All eyes on her. This is her last life. Kreuz down for the count. So now it entirely rides on Milena. Milena, can you get this clutch? You did it last turn. Can you do it again and get one of the biggest clutches in the history of the game? You can't! Incredibly close. Almost got the half block attempt, but that's going to do it. Kreuz! After such an respectfully agonizing season, coming so close, getting so many second place finishes, can't get the win, but finally, Kreuz, the #1 guy. Congratulations. Milena, too. An incredible run, a Cinderella run, if you will. How many people had